good? Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. It's not a vlog. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Love. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing amazing. I am back with another fragrance video. So all over YouTube, all I keep hearing about is Parfums de Mali, Parfums de Mali, Parfums de Mali. I have gone back and tried Parfums de Mali several times in several places. And so initially, you know, I was like, ooh, this is just like everyone's on it. Let me just figure out what everybody's talking about. Let's figure out what the tea is. Oh, and I have tea. Hold on. Yes, auntie. We have the tea. I had to figure out what the tea was about. What is everybody talking about? Parfums de Mali. Parfums de Mali. My hair is... Y'all know how fussy I am. Sorry. This is Short Hair Chronicles. For real. We're gonna have a conversation about Parfums de Mali today. Y'all ready? Alright, let's get into it. So, today, for this video, we are going to spill the tea on one of the fragrances for Parfums de Mali. As I was doing a little research, I initially was trying to figure out if I was going to start blind by the bottles and kind of go through the line like that. And I thought, you know what, love, that might be a little wasteful. So let's not be ridiculous with it. So I ordered a discovery kit, a discovery sample kit, and I thought, you know what, let's do this. I'm a scaffolder and I like to differentiate one by one, and I felt like because this was kind of like a discovery that we're doing together, we would break this down and do one at a time in small videos and then come back together as a collective. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. That is the way I chose to do it instead of just going through all of the fragrances. Alright, so today we're going to dive into Darcy. I pulled out Darcy first because all I keep hearing about is Delina and Delina Exclusive, and those are the two that I smelled at the store, and then I smelled Darcy. So the three that I was able to take in, because at that time I had gotten a little nose blind. I was trying more fragrances than usual, and so Parfums de Mali was the last one while I was in Nordstrom. And so I said, you know what, without being too nose blind, let me just try to get a couple in my nose. So I of course tried Delina because that was the one everyone was talking about. I of course tried Delina Exclusive because again, that's what everybody was talking about. But I said let's just ruffle the feathers a little bit. Let's get a little bit deeper into the brand. So what I know, or from what I've read about Parfums de Mali, now we will again discover this together, is that it's really like an 18th century or maybe even a 19th century brand. So it's something about, no, I shouldn't say it's something. So from what I've read about for the brand, it's kind of like a definite older brand from the 18th century, and the fragrances were initially brought out so that they could complement King Louis the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, King Louis the 15th. And so it has like an old kind of sense to it, if that makes sense. So anything that kind of is something that kind of started then and dated then, you can expect something very strong, something very powerful in a fragrance. So just so you know, as you're going into fragrances and as you start to look at niche houses and you start to kind of really get into those houses, you're definitely going to get something of a stronger, more deep fragrance. So know that from the beginning. Like, you're not going to just get something that kind of is in the realm of a designer fragrance that's more marketable. You're going to get something that's very unique and something, again, that's very deep. And so I just wanted to do a little bit of background work without going into the story of Parfums de Mali. Perhaps that might be a whole video. I don't know. But I wanted to just let you know, like, the base of that is definitely going to be something that is a lot in a bottle. A lot of character in a bottle. So I chose to start with Darcy. We're going to start with Marcy. So in the discovery set, of course, you get the little book. It goes through the notes and kind of just lets you know like what the heart of the fragrance is. And so I will tell you that Darcy came out in 2014, and the base note, the heart of it, is patchouli. You guys know I love patchouli. And so the moment that I smelled it, I knew. Again, my first encounter was at Nordstrom, and so the moment I encountered it, I knew that patchouli was really, really, really strong. But let me read the notes so that you get a sense of what's in the bottle, and then, you know, as you can think about how the bottle dries down and what it's like. So I did try it for 2 straight days, and what's funny is I walked past my babe, and he did a, and I was like, what? And I'm thinking, he was like, what do you have on? And so it was almost like a, not just like, hey, what do you have on? It's like, oh, let me follow you as you walk past. What do you have on? And so for me, that's always a winner. Like, because that means that the sillage is good, and that the longevity, like the power of the fragrance is good. And so anytime you get that kind of a reaction, think about that, like, oh wow. And granted, usually sometimes he'll say, you know, you like a lot of old fragrances, and then sometimes he's like, you know, you might decide to do fresh and fruity. So it really just depends on the vibe. So I want to tell you how the brand describes the fragrance as a soft white musk feminine fragrance with character, and I think that that's a great way to describe it. It is definitely soft but strong. It is, ironically enough, a chypre floral. So I've been categorizing my fragrances so that I can kind of put more specific perfume collection videos together. And so immediately when I saw that it was a chypre floral, I was like, yeah, this one's going to be a goodie for me, because it fell in line with I have Armani C, and I also have YSL Mon Paris. And so those are my 2 chypre fragrances that I have right now. And so Darcy kind of fell in line with that. So it reminds me a little bit of Armani C. So if you have ever smelled Giorgio Armani C, I would say if you haven't, go try that out. If you love it, you will absolutely love Darcy. I'm not saying that it smells exactly the same. I'm saying that it's very, if you needed a go-to reference that was at a different price point. So you have $300 for Parfum de Mali here, and you've got $100+, maybe $125 for Giorgio Armani C. I want to say it's $125 if I'm not mistaken at Ulta. So if you wanted to do a comparison, smell Armani C first, and then move into, and then if you love it, like sometimes to me it almost smells sickly sweet, but it's a good sickly sweet. It's very, very, very deep, charismatic. So I want to spray it so we can talk about it a little bit more, but that's what would be my reference point. My reference point would be an Armani C, and if you love Armani C, it's so different from YSL Mon Paris, so I can't even say it. It's very deep, but if I had to say, oh, let me try this first, and if you love like that whole family of how that smells and how it smells on your skin, then you will absolutely love Darcy from Parfums de Mali. Alright guys, so of course I have this tester here. I'm going to say it's a 0.5. It's a 0.4. Oh, it's so tiny, baby. I can't, baby. Oh, it's 0.04. They didn't give me 0.05 for as much as this Discovery kit cost. My goodness. Alright, so this is 0.04, so it's 1.2 mil, which you know is like, it's like 3 wears. So I'm just going to spray it once. I sprayed it twice anyway. Let me just let her have a little bit of a moment. Let me just let her have a little bit of a moment. So it is a big girl fragrance, and I'm not saying it's a big girl fragrance because it is a $300 bottle of niche fragrance. I'm telling you it's a big girl fragrance because it commands. It reminds me of the person in the room that's giving the speech, whether or not it's a motivational speech, whether or not you're empowering women. Like, it has that kind of feel and force to it. It's a big girl fragrance. It's the boss fragrance. And it's not that I don't feel that way about like Delina and Delina Exclusive. I feel like there's a difference. Darcy to me is like the CEO, the head bitch in charge. It's the head bitch in charge fragrance, if that makes sense. If that doesn't let anybody, if that doesn't ruffle anyone's feather, it's the head bitch in charge fragrance. And the dry down. So it comes out strong, and then as it dries down, I literally smelled it this morning because I had it on yesterday. It was still on my skin even after a shower. It was still like right here. I don't know why, but it was. It's such a boss CEO, strong, powerful, seductive, like ultimate. It's like the ultimate seductive. It is almost like if you saw you know how Mr. and Mrs. Smith the movie was, and it's like that kind of that femme fatale feeling. It's femme fatale. Like, I'm the sexiest bitch in the room and I command all the attention. I know what I'm talking about. I'm highly intelligent. I got it. Like, I got it, and I'm the person you want to be in the room with. It is that fragrance. If that doesn't sum it up, I don't know how else to sum it up. So take the notes from what I said. Think about how think about how you would try it. Definitely get the tester. I will put the link in the description box of where I got the discovery kit in case you want to go ahead and get the discovery kit. But again, if you are not afraid to stand out, to be front and center, that is what this fragrance commands out of a person, the person who wears it. Like, you literally are loud, know what you're talking about, and everybody wants to be in the room to hear what it is that you have to say. Like, it is that kind of fragrance, if I had to sum it up into some words, if that makes sense. All right, so let's get into the fragrance notes of Darcy. Again, it is a chypre floral. So the top notes are going to be bergamot and orange. Again, two really strong notes for what, so that like when you first spray, you should get a hint of that bergamot and orange. But again, you know, we start to think about how a fragrance dries down, how a fragrance feels on our skin. I mean, what the fragrance smells like on our skin after a certain amount of time. The longevity of this fragrance is all day. The longevity is all day. The sillage is amazing. Very, very, very strong. The heart of the fragrance is rose and jasmine, and then it dries down to some extent. When it starts to dry down, you really start to get into the base notes, which is patchouli and musk. And to me, I really, really, really pick up on the patchouli, a hint of the jasmine, the musk. It's just, that's how it dries down on my skin. And again, get the testers, the samples. Try to figure out, so get the samples, figure out how it's going to sit and merge on your skin before you decide to just run out and go drop $300 on the fragrance. So, all right guys, so that's it for me. Again, I will put a link to I will put a link in the description box to the discovery kit. And then just so you know, this is a $300 fragrance. You can look it up. I'm not going to put links to where you can purchase the Parfums de Mali, but just look it up. I just wanted to give a video on something that's not so common that everybody else was talking about, and I kind of want to do it in order. Not that we're not going to talk about Delina or Delina Exclusive. I already know that I want those two. I just also wanted to spend some more time with the brand and get to know the brand and go from there. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have had any experience with Darcy, please leave it in the comment section below. I would love to hear your comments about what you think about the brand, or what you think about the fragrance, how you feel about it, all of that. Let's just definitely build up rapport as we dive into this brand. Thank you guys for joining me today in this conversation. Hopefully I've given you enough tea about Darcy, Parfums de Mali Darcy. If you guys have any questions or concerns, again, leave it in the comment section. I can't wait to see what you guys think or say, and I will see you guys in the next video, especially doing the next fragrance in the brand. So again, thanks guys. Bye. Oh, make sure you guys like the video. If you love Darcy, if you love the way I described it, if you love anything about the video, please give the video a big like. Make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you turn on your notifications. That would be amazing.